Welcome to the world of geography. Our today's lesson is physiography of Pakistan. And the topics of today's lesson are importance of Pakistan location in Southeast Asia, physical features of Pakistan, occupations of people living in these areas. So let's start with the importance of Pakistan location in South Asia. Let's discuss about the geostrategic importance of Pakistan in Southeast Asia. The geostrategic location plays a very significant role in influencing and shaping the dynamics of the region. And if you see the map, that map shows that Pakistan has the coastal areas on the Arabian Sea. That is the central position for the traders by sea, both with South Asia and the Far East Asian countries. And some of the air routes between west east pass through Pakistan because of their central position. And thus in the north of Pakistan we have China, and in the east and the west we have Afghanistan, India, and in the north we have the Arabian Sea, and we are also sharing the border with Iran. So Pakistan's geography where brought the country's material benefits, their unwise exploitation also invited the chaos in the region. Pakistan is located in the Southeast Asia, 24.35 degrees north and 37.5 degrees north latitude, and extends from the longitude to 61 degrees east to 78 degrees east, and the total area of Pakistan is 796096 kilometers, stretching over 600 kilometers from north to south and about 885 kilometers from east to west. And in the extreme northeast, Pakistan has a common border with China, which is 585 kilometers, while the west it has a 2252 kilometer long border with Afghanistan known as Durand Line. And to the northwest, Wakhan is the narrow strip of Afghanistan territory which separate Pakistan from Tajikistan. To southwest, Pakistan has a common border with Islamic Republic of Iran. The Arabian Sea marks its southern border, and to the southeast it has a common border with India. And the map which previously I showed to you that Pakistan borders with Afghanistan and India are longer than those with Iran and China. And Pakistan also has boundaries, different boundaries, which shows in the map. Pakistan has 4 provinces, namely Punjab, Sindh, KPK, and Balochistan. So Pakistan is located at a region which has great political, economic, and strategic location. It has been hub of activities of great powers for last 20 years. It has witnessed intervention of 3 great powers: Britain, USSR, and USA. Its significance was further enhanced during Cold War when it becomes ally of US policy of containment of USSR, and now the post-Cold War era has witnessed its significance, particularly after the events of 9/11. The geographical location of Pakistan makes it a junction of the 3 important parts of the world: South Asia, West Asia, and Central Asia. And during recent years, China has emerged as an economic power and a trading giant in the international market, and Pakistan, being the immediate neighbor of China, has increased trade with China. The inflow of Chinese goods to Pakistan's domestic market on low prices has increased competition with our domestic industry. Obviously, if we see the project CPEC project, it also imparts or impacts the important location of Pakistan, as Pakistan connects all the Middle East countries with China. So geostrategic importance of Pakistan have further, if we move towards the further description, we have the proximity of great powers, a gateway to Central Asia, bridge between South Asia and Southwest Asia, only Muslim country with nuclear capability, natural resources, and the most important one is Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India pipeline, and Iran gas pipeline also project is completed, and Iran will be able to supply 21.5 cubic meter of natural gas to Pakistan from its gas fields, and we call this project is the Tapi project. So the proximity of great powers. Pakistan is located at the junction of great powers and its neighbors, one world power Russia and the other emerging power China, lies. Any alliance among world powers enhances its significance. Then gateway to Central Asia. Central Asia is the center stage of new great games. Western quest for resources, oil and energy resources in the Central Asia after USSR decline. New quest started, which has manifested by politics of oil, and Pakistan is located very close to the oil-rich Middle Eastern countries. Bridge between South Asia and Southwest Asia. Obviously, Iran and Afghanistan are energy abundant, while India and China are lacking. China finds way to Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea through Karakoram. China, with its fastest economic growth rate of 9%, is developing its southern provinces because its own port is 4,500 km away from Xinjiang, but Gwadar is 2,500 km away. Pakistan offers to CRS the shortest route of 2,600 km as compared to Iran. So all this shows the importance of Pakistan location. And Himalayas, Hindu Kush in the north are plentiful in providing water and natural resources. One Muslim country with nuclear capability. Pakistan's strategic position in the world has been considerably increased ever since it has achieved nuclear capability, which has made the only Muslim country armed with atomic weapons. Pakistan is a poor country confronting countless problems and facing grave energy shortages, but even then its nuclear power has significantly elevated its importance in the international community. A historian has perhaps rightly said that in almost 80 years since the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, if any work mentioning incident took place in the whole Muslim world, it was May 1998 when Pakistan carried out its nuclear explosions. Last one is the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India pipeline. We call it the TAPI. The Asian Development Bank's funded project of TAPI is the name of a gas pipeline which aims to supply natural gas from the Caspian Sea to the 4 countries mentioned above. Pakistan, due to its geographical nearness to this Central Asian republic, is seeking benefit from the project. It also reflects the dependence of India on Pakistan for having access to the natural resources of Central Asian republics. The construction of the project commenced in December 2015 and it will be functional by 2019. Now let's move to the next part, physiography of Pakistan, the most important one. That topographically Pakistan has been divided in 5 main categories. Before starting the topography, you must know about the word topography, that what the topography stands. The topography has different synonyms and may also be known as relief, natural features, physical features. Now the question arises that what is relief topography? So relief is the inequalities or variation in shapes and forms of the earth's surface, example mountains, valleys, plateaus, plains, etc. These features are differentiated on the basis of their formation, shape and mainly altitude, means height. If you see the map, we have, if you want to understand the topography of Pakistan, you must go through the maps of Pakistan. From the school at Oxford School Atlas of Pakistan gives you detailed map of Pakistan on every topic, either its topography, its natural vegetation, its natural hazards, its climate, its agriculture or soil texture or industrial. So to understand the topography of Pakistan, we will study at the surrounding of the country. Have a look onto the map shown. In north we have mountain systems that give passage to China and also to us the different Middle East countries like Tajikistan. In east the plain flat surface that leads to India, whereas in the west rugged plateau of Balochistan and mountainous area of KPK takes to Afghanistan. In southwest we have Iran. Arabian Sea is located in the extreme south of Pakistan. So Pakistan has been divided into 5 main categories, that is the mountains, northern mountains and western mountains, plateau, Odwa plateau and Balochistan plateau, plains, upper Indus plain and lower, deserts, coastal regions and delta region. So the mountains, if we divide the mountains, first the northern mountains and western mountains. And the characteristics of the northern mountains, it starts from the most beautiful part of Pakistan in terms of scenic beauty, and these mountains comprises of further 3 divisions and cover the areas as mentioned: Karakoram 6,000 meters, Hindu Kush 5,000 meters, and the Great Himalayas from in Mari Nathia Gali, that is the 4,000 meters. So before starting the drainage pattern of these mountains, you must go through the relief feature of these mountains include as high altitude 5000 meters, snowy peak with number of glaciers, Siachen, Baltura. They have east to west in direction, and Himalayas, Karakoram. Important passes of these mountains are Punjab, Karakoram, Babusar, and the eye-attracting values of Kangan, Naran, Mari, all present in the region. Overall, they have a difficult landscape. And if we see the drainage pattern, there is a term going parallel to relief is drainage, and the natural artificial run of water from an area by streams, rivers, canals, etc. And the drainage pattern is the arrangement of the main river and its tributaries. And the tributaries are trellis, inland, parallel, barbed pattern in array area. The drainage of northern mountains includes the main rivers like Indus, Jhelum, and the fast-flowing streams Gilgit, Hunza, Swat, Hundar, etc. Due to the presence of glacier, we experience melting glacier and snow from peaks, subsequently resulting in the existence of waterfall. These mountains have a number of permanent and seasonal lakes like Saifal Muluk, Mahdud, and Ansu Lake. Economic activities. The economic activities of the people who are living in these areas are the cottage industry, livestock farming, fruit industry, and tourism industry. As due to the harsh climatic conditions and rough topography, it's not possible for the people to establish large scale industries or the medium scale industries. So they work on the small scale and cottage industries, livestock industry, and most important one, the tourism industry. Every year in summer season or in the winter season, large number of people moves from plain areas to the mountain areas. Is because of the climatic conditions, like in summers, people from plain areas due to high climate, high temperature move to the mountain areas, and in the winter season, for the tourism purposes, to see the snowfall or to see the scenic beauty. So their economies mainly depend on the tourism industry, and they have but the potential to grow. They has the potential to grow. These areas have the cotton industries. Mostly all family members can work. The product is sold out in the local market, and a limited amount it is exported to. These mountains are beautiful in terms of scenic beauty and attract tourists from across the world. So people earn here through hotels, transport facilities, and tourist guides. And environmentally and traditionally, these mountains suit livestock farming of cattle, goat, and sheep. And limited agriculture for growing wheat, pulses, tobacco, vegetables, and fruits is also practiced. It has the potential of developing AGP, as if we see the requirement to build an AGP, we require the regular supply of water, high altitude in the slopy area. So because of the different problems, or because of the lack of resources like huge capital investment, which is not available, and the skilled labor needed to organize and manage the development of natural resources also limited, and due to the low literacy rate. So we have the potential that is suitable because of cold climate and natural reservoirs and steep slope of the mountains, but because of lack of all these resources, it's not possible to develop it limits the development of AGP. Now move to the Western Mountains, comprises of 4 mountains systems. These mountain systems covers the areas of Fata, Wana, and comparatively barren landscape like Dadu, Dera Ismail Khan. The details are shown on the slide. Like Kohe Safed near Peshawar, located near Peshawar, Waziristan in Wana, Suleiman in border of Punjab and Balochistan, and Keithar in 1700 kilometers border of Sindh and Balochistan. The topographical features of these mountains are the low latitude as compared to the northern mountains. They are 4500 to 1700 meters. Snowy peak mainly exists in Spadco. These mountains have difficult landscape and rough and tough terrains. Major passes are Khyber, Khurram, Tochi, Gomal, and Bolan. The area has limited amount of cultivation in valleys of Kohad, Bannu, and vales of Peshawar. The drainage features of the mountains: the fast flowing rivers, Kabul, Tochi, Kohad, Khurram, streams, melting of snow from peaks, mainly in Kohe Safed. Waterfalls may only be in Kohe Safed. Let's watch the video that shows the mountains of Pakistan. This video is very helpful to understand the different mountains located in Pakistan, which is very eye-catching So let's start with the plateaus. Plateaus are the areas of little variation lesser than mountains and higher than plains. In Pakistan, there are two types of plateaus, Potwa Plateau and Balochistan Plateau. Potwa Plateau is basically situated in Sindh Sagar Doab between river Indus and Jhelum. It includes the areas of Jhelum, Rawalpindi, Samand and Attock. It also includes the famous salt ranges. And the relief of the Potwa Plateau is termed as a bad land topography. the area which is eroded and dissected by the action of wind and running water. The symmetry of the mountains is disturbed and irregular depression occurs. The area has ridges and residual hills, ravines and gullies, dissected and faulted land. The plateau has low mountain altitude. Kalajita ranges, Margla hills in north to south direction. However, salt ranges are about 750 to 1000 meters and they are in east to west direction. The highest is Kesar Peak, which is about 1527 meters in height. The plateau also has gorges but not very deep. Drainage pattern of the plateau. The plateau has a limited drainage as it is located in Doab itself, River Son, Kyoda. Makrachi streams are the prominent here. The famous is Lake Kalarkahar, while others are Khabiki and Uchali. The area mainly depends on the rainfall for agriculture, Barani farm. Economic activities of the people who are living in the plateau, Potwa Plateau. Major industry of oil refinery, HMSC, Texlac sector are located here. Mining creates job opportunities in plateau. Main minerals are rock salt, marble, clay and oil. Agriculture is limited due to Barani farming. The area also has foreign remittances and number of people are working or employed in abroad. The overall economy is strong with higher capita income. Balochistan Plateau. The Balochistan Plateau located in the southwest. It has an altitude ranging from 600 to 3010 meters. The hills and ranges in the south of Balochistan Plateau are lower than the north one. So the relief features of the Balochistan Plateau are, they have different ranges, they have rugged topography also, but they are enriched in minerals. The plateau is covered with a number of barren mountains with an altitude of 600 to 3010 meters. Chowri Hills, Rasko, Hala ranges, Makran coast ranges and Sihan ranges. Balochistan Plateau has a number of passes in it like Bolan, Bonshar and Kojab. The wide topography of Balochistan also has the plains of Kachi Sibi and Lasbela that leads to coastal area of Makran coast of Makran. Balochistan has a number of small rivers that ends and fall in different physical features, and details are as follows: join Indus, Zob, Kandhar and Kalachi, absorb in land. Bolan, Mola and Chakar fall in Arabian Sea, Hingol and Mashkai, and the inland drainage basins of these rivers has no outlet to the sea, and that caused the temporary lakes to form. The temporary lakes are known as hammons in local language, and they are salt lakes. Water is evaporated and a salt pan is left behind. The largest temporary lake is called Himani Mashkel, located near Haran Desert. Most of the rivers are seasonal, small and narrow, and also have less quantity of water in it. And these rivers get active in summer and in winters. The young streams are formed by the melting of snow, especially near Koita and Ziyarat valleys. Karis are the most important features of Balochistan Plateau, and in the coming lessons we'll study about the different drainage patterns in Pakistan and different conventional methods of irrigation in Pakistan, and Karis is one of the famous old traditional method to preserve water in Balochistan Plateau, and they are the underground canal for irrigation. Usually starts at the foot of mountains and extended to several kilometers. I have another video to show you the important plateaus in Pakistan, and it will give you information, and it also give you a very nice or eye-capturing view. one, that is the plains. Plains are the open, wide and flat land that has rivers and related features into it. Plains of Pakistan are divided into two: Upper Indus Plain, whole of Punjab, and Lower Indus Plain, whole of Sindh. The slope of these plains reduces from Upper Indus Plain to Lower Indus Plain in southward. It has four interfluvies or doab, the tract of land between two adjacent rivers, namely as Sindh Sagar, Chach, Rachna and Bari Doab. A doab has the prominent feature like active floodplains and old floodplains, etc. So the active floodplains. The active floodplains is the narrow strip of land on both sides of the river is called the active floodplains. It is known as wet or khadar land. It is flooded almost every year in rainy season from July to September. And the old floodplains, and at the end of the rainy season the land is marked with dry and brady channel rich in alluvium, and these are good farming areas of Pakistan because it is covered with the alluvium soil. They are found in all rivers except southern half of river Ravi due to the low volume of water, and maximum widths of these doabs are 24 to 40 kilometers along river Indus and 3 to 5 kilometers along river Ravi. Maximum and they have the features. They have the meanders, oxbow lakes and levees are its important features, and it is 2 meter high from river up to 25 kilometers from main river. Okay, then we have the old floodplains. Old floodplains covers the areas between alluvial terraces and active floodplains, only flooded when there is heavy rainfall. They are covered with the old alluvial meanders. Scars remaining of oxbow lakes and levees are also the main features. So what are the oxbow lakes, meanders and alluvial fans? If you see the diagram very carefully, you are able to that comes under the plain areas in the Upper Indus Plain and the Lower Indus Plain. The oxbow lakes are the crescent-shaped lake formed when a river breaks across the neck. Meanders is a loop-like bend, a pronounced bend or loop in the course of a sluggish or a river or its path of the river. And alluvial fans are deposits made by a river at the house of a hill. These occur when the gradient of a river bed decreases suddenly as when a river emerges from a mountain. And then we have another feature, that is the cuestas. Cuestas is a landform consisting of a symmetrical ridge with an abrupt cliff or steep slope. They provide firm foundation for the construction of barrages. The biggest cuesta is Rohri Cuesta, about 75 kilometers long in river Indus Plain, and usually cuestas are limestone ridges eroded by weathering. So overall, drainage pattern of the plains. So the drainage pattern features mainly consist of river, streams, canals, lakes and oxbow lakes, and the drainage pattern is wide and dense mainly because of different types of canals. Rivers Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi and Satluj. Rivers are wide and join each other. Indus merges with the other rivers at Mithankot. Large and long rivers with more volume of water. Canal colonies, widespread lake, oxbow lake and other convectional lakes, braided channels and meanders. Before starting the desert, you must know the economic activities or overall life of the plain areas. Overall life is easy and comfortable. People use light and cotton clothes during hot and mild, even cool temperature. All type of diet is available and used by the people. Concrete houses with flat roofs are mostly seen. All major cities are lying in the plains like Karachi, Lahore and Faisalabad. They are well connected with roads, like with the infrastructure. Utilities are widely spread and available, but due to overpopulation of big cities, problems are also rising. Main educational institute, technical institutes and advanced health centers are located. Population density of plain areas is very high. So in desert areas, in Pakistan we have three main hot deserts located in Sindh, Balochistan and Punjab. And the areas, if you see the description, we have Thar, Nara, Cholistan. The major three ones are the Thar, Thal and Haran. And in the Thar we have the Thar, Nara and Cholistan. In Thal is located in the Kushab, Bakar and Laya, Haran in Haran desert. And the relief features of the desert areas, the sand dunes, rolling sandy plains, sandy soil, tuff and crest. Drainage, Nardan River, Thar Canal and oasis. Economy, cottage industry, limited livestock, mining. And lifestyle is very difficult because of the harsh climatic conditions and no industrial or large scale industry development. So people are completely dependent on the livestock farming and the cottage industry. So this is the complete map of the deserts in Pakistan: Thar Desert, Cholistan Desert, Thar Desert and Haran Desert. Thank you very much for watching my lesson. Pakistan is one of the most beautiful, most attractive country all over the world. It's a gift from Allah Pak to Pakistani people. May Allah prosper our country, and see you inshallah in next lecture. Pakistan Zindabad.